Hey, 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 how are we all doing? Great to see you all. We are back for another day, another stream. We are on, and we are ready to rumble. We are ready to rumble. How are you all doing? Great to see you all. Nick, John, anyone else that is in here, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. And yeah, we will get straight into it. Obviously, Bitcoin not really moved from where we was on yesterday's stream. As you can see, we come up here on yesterday's stream. And then since then, we have just chopped around. So we've literally gone sideways. So yeah, not much has happened. As you can see, it's created kind of a low time frame range, hasn't it? With support around about 107 and resistance just above 108. So yeah, there's not much going on there. Hey, yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. That's it. You're about to get some abuse, you Delta. You're about to get some abuse. No, welcome, mate. Thank you for joining the stream. And that goes to anyone else. If you have joined, please do drop a like. Thank you for joining. And yeah, obviously we will be opening another trade today. Now, I did actually open a second one yesterday, didn't I? And then I ended up closing it because I thought, I think it kind of ruins the integrity of obviously what we're trying to do, which I should have obviously left it open, because now, we'd be all the way down here, wouldn't we, from the entry, which was 108.018. But I thought, I only meant to be doing one a day, so I closed it. So we're not going to count that one on there. But obviously, it would have been a great trade to carry over to today. So we'll see what we get anyway. We'll see what you guys want me to do, and we'll go with that. Harish says ETH buy or sell. I can't give any financial advice, sorry, mate. Loki, how we doing? Great to see you. Always fun. Yeah, it's always a fun time on stream, innit, Delta? It's always a fun time on stream. I would love to meet you in person, Delta. I feel like we definitely have a good laugh. But Harish, yeah, I mean, I can cover ETH. I can't tell you whether to buy or sell. I mean, if we go and have a look at ETH, if you see, so this was our zone that we had mapped out. So we had this as our zone mapped out. Obviously, this was coming in as support for quite a while all along here. Obviously, we dipped back in. But primarily this zone of 2460 up to kind of 2480 was a support zone. Now, obviously, we would have been looking for a reclaim in this, which looked like it had. And then we have fell back below. So for ETH, I mean, this area that we outlined yesterday, this level, we did get the liquidity sweep on that and then a great rally. So props to you if you highlighted that zone and maybe actioned upon it. I don't know, but yeah, that was a level that we were looking at for a liquidity sweep yesterday. So where are we now? Well, obviously, yeah, we've rejected from there. However, we do obviously have some support coming in down here on ETH. Now we have some support coming in down here, don't we? Around 2,400, just above. So at the moment, it looks like there's nothing really actionable. I think, to draw you some scenarios, obviously, to regain this grey box, looks like, obviously, it would give potentially a nice push up back into the range like we was looking for, yesterday. Obviously, this is still in play. You regain the range, and then you can look to trade it towards the range high. Obviously, currently, we are below that. So I think, any dips into here, obviously, potentially get eaten up if support holds. Now, if we do fall out of there, depending on obviously what Bitcoin is doing, if the move is strong, we could trade all the way back down towards 2,300, I think, for an SR test of that level. So, yeah, something to keep an eye out for. But I think primarily, yeah, Bitcoin is going to direct the market, isn't it? So, yeah, we'll see what we get. Let me just get rid of all these arrows anyway. And for those of you observant people, can you see? This goes out to the observant ones. Can you see anything on my chart that potentially looks different? Look at my whole chart. Can any of you smart folks in the chat notice anything that looks different? Let me know. I'm interested to hear. Wow, it's hot though today. I'm sweating already. I am absolutely sweating already. Yes, Crypto Bro. How we doing? Great to see you, mate. Do you have view on peanut levels? I think we went through peanut yesterday, didn't we? I can take a look in a minute. Hey, Bobby, how we doing, mate? Great to see you as well. Great to see all the gang here. How we doing? Peanut levels. Not that one. Peanut. Okay, so peanut. Right. So, I mean, yeah, this is what we looked at yesterday. So I think, yeah, this is still obviously in play. Since yesterday, it's actually come obviously more into play. We are down on peanut. So I think, yeah, this is all still in play. Yeah, so obviously this is the level that we were looking at, where we got the bounce, as you can see here, all drawn out last week, down into here, hold, and then rally, which came off perfectly. Now, we're coming back into it, so if we go to, say, the 4-hour chart, yeah, you can see. So primarily, obviously, we want to hold. Let me get rid of this to the left so it looks less messy. We're still bearish on the 4-hour, though. Beware, we are bearish on the 4-hour. Stonksy is still red on the background. So, hang on. Nearly done. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, I think these round about these levels is still intact. You know, this would come into the origin, wouldn't it? So I think any... Oh, hang on. Any sort of pull into here, and we might see a bounce again. If the market starts to take a dip, and quite a harsh dip, you know, if Bitcoin starts heading back towards low 100s, I think we could quickly see peanut come back here, which then would obviously come back to the origin of the whole move. We'd complete a full retrace, retest the origin. Oh, it keeps doing that. It keeps going quite deep. Retest the origin, and then obviously from there, you would like to hope that it will bounce. So yeah, they're the two areas that I would have my eye on at the moment. And that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. I don't think there's really too much else to peanut at the moment. Obviously, not looking great. Nice little Stonksy one there. CryptoPro says, I'm working in Liverpool today. L3? Oh, okay. L3. Is that... I don't know which way L3 is. Obviously, it will be deep into the city. You got L1, and then I think L2 is like to the left-hand side of the docks, isn't it? I think, like to the left-hand side of the waterfront. So maybe it's L3 to the right. I don't know. I'm not sure where L3 is off the top of my head. Let me get the poll started anyway. So there you go. We'll leave the poll running. Do make sure you get a like in. Please do scroll down, drop a like. Make sure you get your vote in as well. And then obviously that will dictate today's... that would dictate today's trade of up or down. So yeah, please do let me know. Obviously, if you want to take a trade, please do sign up to BLOFIN. Links in the chat and in the description. But yeah, let me know. Anyway, get some more tickets in the chat. The S&P is just absolutely ripping again, isn't it? So we've completely blown past yesterday's highs. Another great little 5-minute double confirmation there. Bang, bang. Thank you very much. So we're not far at all away now. So yesterday we was about 0.7, I think, wasn't we, when we was looking at it? So we're now just 0.5% away, just over 0.5% away from an all-time high, or equaling the all-time high anyway. So yeah, not much. And that means that the S&P would have to close not even 1% up. If it did that 0.5%, it could close about 0.9% up on the day, which is not very much, is it? If it was to obviously break and create a new all-time high. Now, the NASDAQ has already done that. And the NASDAQ is continuing to push up. So yeah, Nasdaq has already created a new all-time high and continues to do so. It's continuing to push up as tech stocks absolutely rip. So if we go and have a look, obviously Nvidia, I think was that a new all-time high yesterday? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Nvidia new all-time high, and look at that, it's all the way up at 156 pre-market. So Nvidia absolutely just absolutely smashing the market. Look at that. So yeah, Nvidia's up to new highs. Obviously, that is good for both the S&P 500, but also the Nasdaq. So yeah, just new all-time high on Nvidia ready as soon as we open pre-market. Apple, not really doing too much. Meta is another one that's close to its all-time high. Yeah, if we have a look there, you can see we're not too far away on Meta from an all-time high. Yeah, let's mark that out there. So from the pre-market level, we are just 3.73% away from equaling the all-time high on Meta. Microsoft is already all-time high and is not too far away from making a new one. Potentially looking to close above yesterday's highs. And it's just on an absolute ripper of a trajectory. Amazon, doing all right. Tesla, again, another one. Doing okay. These ones aren't too close to all-time high, though. And Google is up at 172. So, yeah, really good. Especially, Nvidia, Microsoft, absolutely leading the way there for the Mag 7 at the moment. With the Nasdaq at all-time highs and the S&P very, very close to going to all-time highs. But does anyone notice anything different on my chart? Take a look at the whole chart, and I mean the whole screen, the whole trading view window. Can anyone get it? Anyone notice anything different? And I mean, look at the whole window. So the whole window of trading view. Can anyone tell me and notice what looks a bit different? If anything, can anyone spot it? I feel like someone will get it. Maybe you can't see it as well. Maybe you can't see it as well on that view. Let me maybe get... I think it was the 1 hour chart, wasn't it, that I was looking at? Yeah, you can definitely see it there. So you can definitely see something different here. Let me know in the chat if you can tell. Anyway. Oh, there we go. There we go. Jason's got it. Oscillator looks different. It does. It does. It does, my friend. I really wish I would have left that trade open from yesterday now. That would have been good. Would have been nice to carry over into today instead of opening a new trade, but there we go. Que sera. Yeah, the oscillator does look different. So this is not released yet. This is one that SMFC has given me. But there is some start changes to it that do different things. Now, let me just give you an overview. Now, things may change a little bit. Things may change a little bit, but let me tell you exactly what he told me. So, it is an update to change the histogram and add additional signals. So the histogram is no longer in flat yellow in color. This update incorporates variable colors into this metric to grant further information on potential future price switches. The user can choose between the bull and bear section, which converts the histogram into red/green gradient, hinting at long and short opportunities within a general trend. The other option is a gradient from clear to purple, which shows the strength of the current trend, with the dark purple being the strongest trend and clear being the weakest. Further updates include strong signals, which is denoted by small dots. These small dots. So yeah, you can see the dots here. So the dots began at 106-ish. And obviously have led up towards here so far. So leading to a 2k gain in the price. Now, what was I going to say? Yeah, so there will be a full, obviously, I'll be doing a video on it. SMFC will do his magic, release a full report on it and give more information. But I thought I would just leave it up there to give you a bit of a teaser on what's to come on the next oscillator change. So, yeah, keep an eye out for it. But yeah, we obviously will notify everyone in Discord when that is fully ready for an update on your guys' part. Yeah, Bitcoin has fallen off despite the strength in stock so far. Bitcoin has fallen away. And we are currently voting down, which is interesting. Which, again, is annoying because if I would have left that trade open, we could have just held the trade from yesterday and used that as the down vote. Because that a sweet entry. It was like all the way up here. So we should have left that, to be fair. But yeah, there we go. At least we've got a decent place to put our stop, haven't we? Where everyone else's will be. Right where everyone else's will be above the highs. Brilliant. Whatever trade you take today, I will do exactly the same. Oh, Delta. Well, to be fair, it's your guys'. It's you guys that are deciding it. I go with the majority. And currently, we have down winning. We currently have down winning. But yeah, let's go take a look. Should we take a look at some heat map? I did look at the 3-day chart before, and the 3-day looks like we could maybe get some whipsaw action. So yeah, we obviously have a hot spot up here just around below 109. And then a juicy bit, obviously, taking out all this build-up. So that would clear all these lows out, wouldn't it? From on the way up. And then obviously bring it into a place of support down here. So that's just definitely something interesting to watch out for. Apart from that, I don't think we'll probably have much change, will we? Yeah, to be fair, we have a bit of a hot spot there, don't we? About 111. But as you can see, we've just been running through all this liquidity. But yeah, so we did. Yeah, so we updated that yesterday. So we're not doing too well with these poll with these poll trades, are we? We're not doing too well with these poll trades. We'll try and hit one today. Let's hope we can. If we can hit one today, that'd be good. But yeah, not doing the best at the moment. I'm looking through the watch list. Oh, so yeah, Pi obviously had a great run up yesterday and then is getting absolutely slammed today, minus 11%. Say is taking another plunge. So as you can see, obviously Say's been one of the biggest gainers. Absolutely rocketed up twice. 1 call, 2 call, obviously double confirmation on both of them. Then we have had one ride down on the 5 minute, which has been great. So, I mean, them 3 trades there on say, absolutely perfect. And it is currently in another red background, falling down. So, very, very nice movements on say there. Has anyone, let me know in the chat, has anyone actually been actively trading altcoins? Or are most people, are most of you guys sticking to Bitcoin at the moment? Let me know. Hey, Desperados. I had a nice call yesterday at 108. Yeah, mate, you did. Yeah, to be fair, I should have left it open. That one I opened, I ended up closing because I thought it's not in line with what we was trying to do on stream, is it? Which I should have left it open because it was short from 108k or just above. I did actually end up washing my my snood the other day. After, obviously, I let it be known that I'd wore it for about 7 months without washing it. And I have to tell you, it is getting absolutely drenched again already. I don't think today was meant to even be that hot, was it? But honestly, I'm sweating like hell. Bitcoin, mate. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely opportunities in some alts, isn't there? You know, like we've just had Say as a huge runner. And obviously, you know, potentially smacking that back down has been amazing. You know, you look at, obviously, Stonksy. If you are, you know, someone that likes these double confirmations on the 5 and 6 minute like me, I mean, that is superb, innit? And you know, I think some people may wonder there and go, well, like, how could you flick through, say, 50 alts or whatever? But the main driving force of Say was that announcement, wasn't it? With the who is it? Oh, it's Circle. I think Circle holds Say coins. So that's obviously where the main driving force come. Obviously, we did have the earlier run up here, which was great, but this one. So, you know, you ride that trend then. And then obviously you ride it till it no longer works. And you almost always get the reversal, don't you, on news pumps or news driven, you know, momentum. I actually think we might take a trade leading into US Open here and see. So this won't be the one from Nepal, but I think maybe taking a trade and just a little scalp and maybe slapping a stop loss at 107k. As you can see, we are at low time frame support, aren't we? And then if we break below, I think the poll's currently voting down, and then close to US Open, we can smack it to the downside then. But I think maybe, you know, that might be a little, and we won't really, you know, it's not going to really be much of a, yeah, we wouldn't really lose anything, would we? Let's stop loss 107k. What do you guys think? Should we do that? I think, you know, you can see it's in a low time frame range at the moment, can't we? It does look a bit weak. It doesn't really give us much room, but I'm thinking maybe as a potential, maybe hit it as a scalp. Let's see what the 1 minute is saying. Obviously, to be fair, the 5 minute is in a red, isn't it? The 5 minute is in a red and a double red as well. So maybe not the best idea. Yeah, maybe not the best idea. But as you can see, we are in a double red, but Stonksy has got Drew support here on the 5 minute at 107.079. But it is, yeah, it's looking a bit touchy, innit? What do you guys think? Should we take that as a quick scalp before we take the US Open trade in 45 minutes or so? I want to try and leave it as close to 2 o'clock and after as I can now, because the past 3 days I've said, I should have left it till 2 o'clock or just after. And it's happened every single time that if I would have left it, it would have been better off. So I'm actually going to leave it until 2 o'clock or after this time. But we're currently on a vote for down. So there we go. Does look very interesting, doesn't it, on the 5 minute? You know, we've had this big run up here and then this, what could be low time frame distribution range. I would prefer, tell you what I would love. I would love on US Open a pop-up, clear out all these wicks here, and then slam it down. If we could maybe catch a little pre-US pump where we come to 107,500 and potentially clear these out, and then obviously on Open maybe we dump if that's what we're going to do. That would be fantastic. That's, yeah, Circle has been hammered on it now. Absolutely hammered. Do make sure you drop a big like on the stream, please. Make sure you subscribe. And of course, make sure you sign up to BLOFIN and Stonksy. BLOFIN, fantastic exchange, non-KYC, easy to sign up. Stonksy, speaks for itself, doesn't it? You get indicator, oscillator, Discord server, and trading boss access. And that is here. Now, what I'm interested in is if anyone that is watching, so anyone on YouTube or X, if any of you guys are watching at the moment and you haven't been a Stonksy user before, so, you know, you just watch the streams or this is your first time and you're interested coming trying it out, I will do you a personalized discount for whichever one you want. So obviously, you know, if you want the monthly plan, we're currently offering 20% off with code BOT20. That's off your first month. However, if you are if you will be a first time user and you sat there thinking I'd like to try it, I will do you a personalized discount code for more than 20% off. So let me know in the chat. And that goes, if anyone wants to buy the annual, then I would do the same as well. So yeah, let me know anyway in the chat. If first time users, I'll be more than willing to help out the first time users that, you know, we want to welcome in, don't we? We want to welcome them into our family, our Stonksy family. So let me know if anyone is wondering if you should get it, if you want to get it and you haven't. Please do let me know. And yeah, we could maybe sort you out. Del says 21 watching, hit that like button. Yeah, please do. Let's see how many likes are we on. 13. Not bad. Not a bad ratio. I mean, at least we are over 50%. But yeah, please do. Come on, drop a like. It only takes a second. Scroll down. Hit it. Let's see what. Oh, yeah, we should have checked. So, oh, the poll's actually up now. Oh, okay. So you rascals have gone and voted for up. That is very interesting. I mean, the question is, if we would have opened that trade as well, I think we would have been just about all right, wouldn't we? But yeah, if anyone's got any tickers, any altcoin, stock tickers, whatever it is, let me know and I can take a look at them. Tell you what, if anyone wants me to take, maybe we could go take a look at gold, silver, or even some FX pairs, maybe. Maybe you want me to go and take a look at some FX pairs. We could go and have a look at, you know, pound, dollar, euro, USD. Let me know if you'd actually like me to look at maybe something like that as well. I can go and do that as well. But you guys let me know what you want to see. I mean, maybe we'll just go and have a look at gold anyway. Crypto Pete says, can you look at anyone? Yeah. Anyone formerly a tour? Isn't it? Formerly a tour. So fun fact on this is I don't know when you bought Pete, but if you remember what happened to a tour, I was actually like just sat there watching it when all that unfolded. Obviously, when that news came out, that just completely collapsed the price, and it went down to like 50 cents. I was actually watching it, and I had my levels outlined, and I didn't buy it, and then it bounced straight to like $1. So that would have been like a straight 2x, and then it ended up going back down, and then eventually it went to like $3-4, didn't it? Anyone done a bit something similar? Now, that's 2024. Have we got any other further? When did... So this rebranded. So obviously this is, I'm guessing, the most price action with a MEXC chart. I mean, I think pretty much, if you look on Stonksy here, we have two levels, resistance and support, drew by Stonksy. I've not drew them. Stonksy draws it. And I think pretty much where you're looking at it is actually bob on. You know, you've obviously got key SR here, where it was used as support. We dropped below and then became resistance. And then obviously most recently, again, bounced off there. So in terms of a daily time frame, what do you want to see? Well, any touches down here, obviously into support and demand, we want to hold. You definitely do not want it to start going into price discovery to the downside again. So that's a big no-no. Big. Let me even put a little emoji for that. We'll put another skull and crossbones. So yeah, bigger emoji there for on that. Don't want this to happen. So what you do want to happen is obviously anytime it comes in, and you know, it's done it most recently, hasn't it? It's done it this week. Well, on Sunday. Come in close to these levels. So obviously at the moment, this area here, you know, call it kind of 21, like 22-ish, around there to 28. Looks like obviously the demand zone where price dips in on the daily. You want it to hold that. Needs to hold. At the moment, obviously this is resistance. So on a high time frame, you obviously want it break above 70. And then after that, if we zoom out, so above 70, what will we have? We'll probably have a little bit of a test up here at 95, which obviously would be a good rally in itself. You know, that would be... What would that be? That would be about 40%, something like that, wouldn't it? So that would definitely be the first test up at 95. I think after that then as well, if we're looking across here, you can obviously see we had support, come down, again, test. So you could definitely make an argument for about 122-ish. I think this level up here, 158. Because of the fast and thin move down, despite obviously there being a bit of SR here where you can see obviously this was resistance, this was support. I think obviously this would be first logical move up here. But the fact that this move was so thin, so fast, to me anyway, and this will rely on bullish markets. This needs bullish markets. It needs Bitcoin to be bullish, money flowing into altcoins. So it's not going to do it on its own unless, we get some sort of individual momentum from somewhere. Then I think above there, you could, potentially just look straight up towards 158-ish. Now, that is obviously on a daily time frame, but that relies on it holding here. Relies on it holding kind of in and around this box. Needs to hold that. Cannot break below there, otherwise it gets real messy. So, that would be my thoughts on a higher time frame aspect, which I'm guessing is probably what you want, isn't it, if you're holding it? I don't think you would be scalping anyone, but let me know anyway. If you are, good on you. Damn right at all. What up, Stonksy? Hope you're doing good, mate. As usual, extremely cute today. Oh, Dunkslung. Yeah, I'm getting used to these daily compliments, I'm getting used to these daily compliments. You're going to have to keep them coming now. You've started them. They're very nice. Dunkslung, much love. Much love, mate. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your love in the chat. SMFC, how we doing? Great to see you as well. Great to see you. You're always showing up late now, you SMFC, aren't you? Always showing up late. We should have took that scalp as well, shouldn't we? I don't think we'd have got taken out in the end. Maybe we would have. Yeah, Pete, no worries. If anyone else wants me to look at anything specific, let me know in the chat and we can take a look at that. Would I have been took out? I would have. So it's a good job that we didn't take that scalp in the end, because I would have been took out there. Now, obviously, this area here, like I've got outlined on the trading view chart, but this area you can see low time frame resistance, and obviously just packed full of stops, isn't it? Just absolutely packed. So I'm thinking maybe. Who's this ringing me? 6690. Hang on 1 second. Someone's ringing me. Sorry about that. I'm back now. I value my lunch. Yeah. Fair. Crypto Pete says, question for you. What alts are you looking to buy or top up your bags? Someone asked this the other day, didn't they? I think it was earlier in the week, because SMFC came back to them with you could get, you could just go on holiday with that money. I think it's a real difficult situation, and I'll run through this for anyone else maybe wondering, or maybe in the position of maybe you're thinking you want to buy more, and maybe you're unsure. So in my short answer, the answer I gave earlier in the week, Pete, was Dogecoin, and not necessarily for any sort of actual singular bullishness on Doge, more of a terms of capital protection, but also then catching any sort of big market move that we have. And I'll explain what I mean. So obviously Bitcoin, we are still extremely high on Bitcoin dominance, nearly 66%. If Bitcoin is going to go to another leg up, we would imagine and anticipate that Bitcoin dominance will remain high, if not spike even higher Obviously, as money directly flows into Bitcoin, driving it up, it eats up more of the market, more of the attention. So I think, obviously, if you're in the belief that we have another leg to go or another rally to go, while it would drag alt up with it, obviously dominance would spike. Now, I think my main wariness of the overall altcoin market comes from, obviously, the poor performance on alts, but also, on any sort of retrace on Bitcoin, what would happen to some select alts? Say Bitcoin dropped 10% from here, most altcoins probably would be slaughtered 30%, wouldn't they? But if you look at something like ETH, obviously, generally, you can make a joke about it and stuff, can't you? But generally, you're in a kind of safe camp, aren't you, with ETH? You would like to imagine. XRP, I wouldn't touch with a barge pole because it is yet to fill in any of this. So I wouldn't touch this even with free money. If SMFC gave me a £3,000 and said go and buy XRP, I would literally just keep it in stablecoin. I would not touch this, honestly, with anything because it's yet to complete its distribution. So obviously we've been distributing now or reaccumulation. It could be reaccumulation. But then again, what is like the risk to reward on something like XRP for me at 2x? 2.5x if you're really like going at it. The market cap on it would be huge. So I think, this is really yet to complete any sort of distribution phase. So again, I wouldn't touch this with actual buying it. No chance in hell. You could trade it because obviously we're still holding the range low, but personally, anyway, I wouldn't touch it. So kind of sits in a weird camp, doesn't it? Kind of sits in a weird camp. As a chain, it seems to have lost its momentum. As a chain, it seems to have lost that kind of when everyone was obsessed with Sol and everything was going on there. However, it is obviously, holding high time frame SR. Obviously, there is upside to it. Again, it is still probably the most used chain, I would imagine. But again, it's lost kind of that momentum. And for me, anyway, I struggle to think like the president of the US launching his own coin on there while Bitcoin was at all-time highs. How much more bullish could it get for something than that? So, I mean, to me, I don't know whether it's topped out or not. I know a lot of people say, $500 Sol, $600, $700 Sol, $1,000 Sol. But in terms of like just, overall just momentum, what gets bigger than that? And that obviously fired it up towards 300 and then we retrace. So again, it is within SR. BNB, not really in my league. Like I think obviously it's just massively controlled in it, and I'm not exactly like a Binance bull or anything. I don't use BNB chain, so there's not really any interest for me. Now, why I chose Doge was a couple of reasons. It is in here, which you can't really see it on the weekly, but if we scale down, this zone here is obviously prime for spiking in and demand coming in. From here as well, if Dogecoin was to go, because of the size of it and because of how it trades, obviously it doesn't trade like essentially directly with memes, does it? It's not like it's solely meme related. It more so trades with overall market strength. So Dogecoin strength in the market comes from overall market strength. Majority, Elon can't move it on his own anymore. Stuff like that. It's basically pinned to the market, where obviously other memes can be pushed around and pulled around willy-nilly by certain groups of people. Now, if you look at this, obviously you could say, well, if you look at that, the potential is that Doge comes and retests, obviously, the impulse and where the origin of the move come from. That with being true, which would be, like a 50% retrace. But in that instance, I think we would see Bitcoin down 30% or so, maybe 25, maybe more, who knows. But I think a push down of this significance on Doge will come from overall market strength, which then I think if you are in other altcoins, you could potentially get hit a lot harder if you're in the wrong ones. ADA, I think, I wouldn't touch this. No interest in it. Even in terms of price action trading. I think it's still got to complete some of its distribution down. And yeah, just no real interest in trading it. TRX again, no interest, kind of like BNB, isn't it? It's very concentrated control. Link is a different one. Link is interesting. Yeah, I mean, Link you could definitely make the argument for, along with Dogecoin, I think, of just basically being like, you know, we see overall market strength, Link moves. We see overall market weakness, Link don't move. Obviously, we are, apart from this tag here, we are yet to test the actual, obviously, huge accumulation range. So, yeah, is the potential, but again, I think, you know, if you get a push down to say $10, $9, $8 Link, I think that comes from overall market weakness, which then again, you'll probably have over altcoins getting smashed. Now, we'll start to get to some interesting ones. AVAX is not too far from its 2023 lows at all. Well, it is, and it's not. It's within, obviously, support. So, yeah, you could have a stab there. But I think, yeah, the thing with Dogecoin is it can easily get momentum, can't it? Because of, obviously, its ties to Doge and you know, certain aspects of Elon and stuff. Sui, I'm unsure on this, to be honest. Sui, I'm unsure on a high time frame. To me, when you look at that, that just looks like a high time frame lower high. I mean, it is obviously a point of resistance and it can be overcome, but to me, that looks just like a high time frame lower high. I don't know what everyone else thinks. However, you know, you could say, if you go on, say, the daily chart or the 4-hour chart, maybe obviously then that's the low, and then maybe this is a high, and maybe it's putting in a higher low now. That is obviously another potential. But the main thing I want to come to is stuff like Ton's another one. You know, Ton, it's got key SR here. Got key SR here that it needs to hold around 2.5. $2 is definitely a huge inflection point. I mean, look at that. You've got all that SR there, haven't you? All long-term SR as well. So I think, yeah, you know, a drop on Ton to $2, which would be 27%, you know, would be a huge area for it, for sure. But now we're going to start coming to some interesting ones where I think the real danger is in the market. Now, if you want me to carry on, do let me know. So this is where the real danger is starting to come in for some altcoins. Now, HBAR, I think, is another one, yeah, yet to complete its distribution properly. I mean, look at this, just all that gap there, you know, yet to be closed off. It is holding SR here, to be fair, but you know, with a potential next Bitcoin drop, you would imagine that just smashes right through there and then starts entering all this to fill in. So again, another one along with the others that pumped at the same time hard. I think they've still got distribution to complete. Hype, you could argue, obviously, overall strong, interesting. Does have key SR down here around 28. You know, you could definitely make a case for, is it like this cycle Solana with what Solana was earlier in the cycle? Dot. I mean, what do you even say about that? This region here is pulled from the daily. So this is literally the only saving grace for Dot at the moment, is this region here. There is a bit of consolidation here on the daily where on this launch candle, it consolidated for a bit and then impulsed up. Apart from that, absolutely shocking looking chart, isn't it? So this is where I think, you know, you need to look at some of these altcoins and you need to kind of be specific if you are going to throw some money in my opinion anyway, not financial advice, just looking at it from strictly the chart, is what, like, how safe is your money? And again, something like this, you know, if Bitcoin took a 30% dump, we could easily see Dot in downside price discovery. We could see it down towards $2. We could see it below $2. There's literally nothing there apart from this tiny bit of consolidation. And again, we'll see some others like this as well. So let me pull you some others up. Where are they? Hang on. Paul, obviously new chart because it was formerly Matic. But again, I mean, just horrific, isn't it? Even on the Matic chart, this would be really, really bad. I mean, even if you were looking at this on the Matic chart, we would probably be going back towards 2021 or 2020 lows. Because I think even in 2022, its lowest point was like 30 cents. So that's at just like new multi-year lows. Arbitrum is just in price discovery to the downside, isn't it? It is trying to put in a double bottom at the moment. So, you could definitely make an argument for, is this a double bottom? Well, yeah, you just want to see, obviously, the lows hold, don't you, as demand. But again, this is the danger, isn't it? That, you could find yourself in, should Bitcoin correct a bit. I know OP is another one. I mean, we've got this funny little drawing on OP here. But again, you look at it. And we'll pull that to the side. Obviously, we're using some data from back in 2022. But that's it then. That's it. That is literally it. That is the last piece of price action before it goes into price discovery to the downside. So again, like I'm saying, if Bitcoin corrects, and this is a big if, but, if you're obviously deploying some money into the market, you kind of want at least some protection to the point of where you go, well, if this falls, at least I know a rough area of where it falls from. How many coins have we seen that enter price discovery to the downside and just keep falling, and they look like they're all right, and then they fall, and then they fall, and then they fall? So that's my main point, is that if you're asking me where would you put money, or what type of altcoins would you put money in, I suppose one is your risk appetite, isn't it? Are you looking for 100x? Are you a meme coin trader in the trenches? If that's the case, I haven't really got an answer for you. But if you're asking me, like, where would you deploy it? Say you had $1,000 and you're like, okay, I just want to make 2,000 or 3,000 out of this, and I don't want to end up with zero. So you may be happy with a correction taking 30%, 25% off in terms of holding it long term, and that's why I come to the conclusion of Doge, because on the chart, you can see on the chart where it will go to. It trades with the market. So if the market is going to come down, if Doge is going to come down here 20% or here 30, 35%, that it's because Bitcoin has also took the market down with it. And there will be a hell of a lot of other altcoins that are either in downside price discovery or a lot worse off. So that's my overall thoughts. You can obviously attach that to, say, like ETH. You can attach that to maybe one like Link. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts. So I hope that helped. Did anyone actually like that little dissection of what my thinking is in terms of risk appetite, but also, the state of, where altcoins are? Desperado says, can you take a look at ETH? Oh, do we have to? Do we have to? Yeah, I can, mate, yeah. There you go. This is what we pulled up before. So obviously this grey zone is where we had previous support. It's obviously now been rejected off. So for me, low time frame, we have this as a demand zone. Happy days. If we retest 2,400, we could hold. If we go below there, I think there is a case for maybe saying, okay, this would be like a full liquidity sweep. But at that point, I think, depending on what Bitcoin's looking like, to drive ETH down there, Bitcoin might begin a bit of a correction. So I'm thinking, maybe just a full retest of obviously this SR here. And then obviously regaining the upside level would put us back within the range and maybe start a rally towards 2,700. And that's it on ETH. We don't have anything open on the 1 hour at the moment. We do have a double red background, obviously, which has come off nicely since opening up. We had a superb green one open yesterday, obviously catching the full rally. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the levels as well. Just going to get a quick drink. Cryptogenic says smash the likes. Yeah, please do drop a like if you haven't. Please do drop a like. Also, subscribe if you're new. If you're watching on X, make sure you head over to the YouTube channel, subscribe. Also, there was probably a lot of people that are watching at the moment that wasn't here before. So what I did say, if you are a first-time user and you've never used Stonksy before, what I'll do for you today is, obviously, we have got the standard 20% off with code BOT20. But if you are watching live now and you never used Stonksy before and you want to, come and give it a go, let me know in the chat or DM, you can DM me on Twitter. I'm on the Stonksy account, so at StonksyIO. Either of them two, let me know in the chat, or obviously probably a better point of contact will be on the Twitter. You're free to message. Let me know and I will give you a bigger percent off for your first month. So a nice little Thursday happy treat for you people that are watching first time and maybe want to come and give it a go. I will I'll give you a treat. I'm just gonna run the toilet quickly. I'll be back in a second and then I'll look at Atom. That is the Stonksy update. I covered it before. I thought I'd leave it on there as a little tease. I'll be back in a second. Right, I'm back. Sorry for that. I was a wee bit desperate. Right, shall we carry on? Yeah, but this is, yes, so for those of you watching, this is a little sneak peek of the latest update to come to the Stonksy oscillator. It's a little sneak peek for you. Obviously, SMFC will put in a full guide and I'll be doing a video as well on it to tell you exactly the changes and how to use it, but some great additions. Afternoon, debut master, Atom. Yeah, we can look at Atom, mate. I'll do that. Thanks. You should snip that up and post it as a short clip. I wish I could. With YouTube Shorts, you can only post them vertical, which is annoying. So you can only post them as vertical videos. You can't post horizontal ones. Which obviously this is recorded as horizontal. Annoying. But yeah, that would make a good clip. Maybe I'll ask our wise old editor and designer to do it. Can you look at props? I can do, yeah. And CryptoGen says, as my dad would say, Dave, that's the best bit of you gone for today. I haven't had a number 2 there. Bloody hell! How fast do you poo? Cryptogenic. How fast do you poo? That was only a number 1, that. You must either have the cleanest poos ever, or you've got a bidet. One of the two. If you poo that quick, and are able to clean yourself, which one is it? You got the cleanest poos, or you have a bidet? But yeah, please do smash your likes. To be fair, the like ratio is great. Thank you very much for that. So we have got a vote of up. So 28 votes as well. So there we go. 54-46 on up. So we're going to have to go up. So 54-46 on long. And to be fair, today, I think given where it's at, I think we can easily place our stop, can't we? I think we could quite easily place our stop around 106,500-ish for any potential another go on here or here. Even there, and maybe stay alive. So let's go with it. Let's go with it. And we don't have too much there. So even if I do 20x on this, we will only be losing 14, which is probably best considering where we're at. So let's go with that. And yeah, there we go. We're open. So let's see what we get. Take profit wise, I mean, I think up here would be smart, wouldn't it? 107,700. It might not give us the best take profit, but I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Should I set the take profit at 107,700, or are we going for a sweep of the highs? Let me know. What would you like me to do? Obviously, it is the trade decided by you guys, so let me know in the chat for take profit. What do you think? I eat too much Mexican. Toshi, bro. Should have gone short. Well, I would have. Well, I had that short open, didn't I, from yesterday? I opened a short up at 108k, and I closed it not long after the stream because it might have been this morning actually, because I thought then I took 2 trades on that stream. It's not really going with the ethos of opening a trade on stream, so it would have been nice to have that, because we could have just rode that then. It was all the way up here. You can see there where I hit it there. Bang. So it was around about here. It does look like the bottom is going to fall out of it. Anyway, SMFC, why do you want it to go short? If we get a big drop, that means that me and you are tied again, and then it'll be going into Friday as the decider. No, sorry, into Monday. Oh, yeah. If we're lower on tomorrow's meeting, then that means that me and you are tied on 24 each, and then it'll be going into Monday as the decision maker. That would be quite interesting. I've had my position with a. To be fair, what we could do is, I think I chose the wrong way. What we could do is, and I'm more up for this, if we do end up on the same thing tomorrow, I'm more than fine with just copying each other, and we could share the prize. We could have one hand on the trophy each. I'm more than happy with that. If we end up tied, obviously, if it's higher by this tomorrow morning, I will congratulate you and hand over the trophy. But I'm also more than fine if we end up tied, copying each other and ending up on a split. I'm also fine with that. Delta says I have a short from yesterday from 107,330. Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, the result of the poll, as you can see here, was up. So there you go. Yeah, the result of the poll was up. So we've gone with up. Even though, yeah, I do have a sneaky feeling that this is. I mean, when you look at it on the 5-minute, all this is just waiting to be ate up, isn't it? It's Should we go short instead? Let me know in the chat quick. Should we go short instead and we'll just whack the stop above the highs? Let me know. What do you think I should do? Should I close this and maybe we wait to see what happens on US Open? If we get a squeeze up to here, I think that is a good short trigger potentially for sweeping these. Should I close it and we'll take this minor loss and we'll wait for maybe a better entry on US Open? Short. Okay. Tell you what. Yeah, let's. All right, and today, we will. We'll do. We'll do. There you go. Decision overruled. We've gone to VAR. And we've short thumbs up by Delta. I'm still short, expecting much lower. Yeah, I mean, it looks horrendous, doesn't it, on that time frame? Look at all that. That is all waiting to be at up. Oh, man, I really wish I'd have said that I'd open. Right, so question, should I open a short now or shall I maybe wait for US Open to see if we get a squeeze up first? I'm thinking maybe we could potentially end up with like a squeeze up, take out all these highs, and then go bang, bang. What do we think? Are we just hitting it raw now and we'll whack our stop above the highs, or are we US Open squeeze up? I think you're right. Okay, well, yeah, we'll wait for that then. Let's see if we get this. I mean, this would be a logical place, even up to here. You know, that would be obviously a logical retesting low time frame supply and then smash it down. We are only on the 5 minute though. Okay, maybe we just get a trigger in here. Maybe we just have a limit order of like 107.450. And we, yeah. And our stop loss would be, say, yeah, I mean, let's put it at 108. Yeah. Okay, let's do that then. Yeah, that makes. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see if this comes off. Would be really funny if it shoots a new all-time high. So I know, yeah, I know. It'd be funny for you. It would be funny for you. It won't be funny for me. I'd then be the. I'd be then runner up. I'd be then runner up in the game, which is fine. I wouldn't have last one. But I mean, you can't say no to winning more, can you? You can't say no to winning more. So yeah, I am kind of hoping that we end up tied tomorrow, and then depending on who's asked first, will be interesting to see if the second. Do you know what it'll be? Hey, SMFC, do you know what it'll be? If we end up tied tomorrow in the scenario that it's lower, it would be like Golden Balls. Do you remember the program Golden Balls? It used to be on like ITV or Channel 4 or something. And they had them Golden Balls and they all had like values in them. And then at the end, there was two people and they had to either choose to, they talk about what they were going to do. And they had to choose to split or steal. They had to choose to split or steal, and they'd open the balls up at the end. Yeah, split or steal. So that's what it would be like if we end up tied tomorrow. The first person who goes, the second person then has a decision to either try and split or steal. Because obviously, if we both went with the right one, we could both be wrong on Monday, couldn't we? But then we'd have another go then. But yeah, it would be like split or steal. Say, for instance, you know, I have to go first and I choose lower or higher. Then you'd have a decision to make of, oh, do I go for glory here? Or do we go for the split? It will be funny. I mean, we are getting a bit of a, I say a bit of a sell-off, not massive, on the S&P. Circle's back up nicely. I tell you what, that has took a beating, hasn't it? I bet you didn't think that you would be within that so quick. It's filled, obviously, down into a key level, and it like that big $200 level. And it has bounced. Yeah, so Coinbase actually ended up hitting its 2021 high yesterday. Sorry, its second peak high. So Coinbase, if you have a look, obviously, back to 2021, when it had its IPO candle, but then obviously when Bitcoin hit 69k later in the year, Coinbase hit this level, which, yeah, as tagged it basically perfect, didn't it, yesterday? It's very strange how everything is everything seems to be lining up though. Like, you know, you look at the Mag 7, you know, Nvidia is at new highs, you know, record highs, all-time highs. So is Microsoft, all-time highs. Tech is just absolutely burning, isn't it? Tech stocks are just doing the business. Obviously, NASDAQ just carrying on to all-time highs, as you can see there in futures. We went all the way up to just over 22,500. Let's say I have a sneaking feeling maybe we might just get away with entering this. I don't know. What does everyone think? Maybe not. But yeah, we haven't got long to go now. Please do make sure your likes are in, subscribe, click the links in the description, sign up to BLOFIN, and us, of course, Stonksy. I mean, the only thing that's going against us at the moment is obviously Stonksy is in a double confirmation bearish. so we might not get our squeeze up, who knows? I'm going to leave that limit order open regardless. So even if we do nothing at the start of US Open, you know, even if we just start going like this or whatever, I'm going to leave this limit order open. So then at least then we've got something to carry over into tomorrow potentially if it triggers later on in the day or whenever. on Bitcoin. Did you put something else before that SMFC? Because there's no previous message. But yeah, if you do want me to look at anything specific, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Get your tickets in if you want me to look at anything. What MicroStrategy doing? I've noticed as well that the 5-minute double confirmation works great on stocks as well. It works really nicely on stocks too. It's definitely something to take a look at if you're becoming a stocks trader, like I know a lot of Stonksy users are. The 4-hour looks dumpy. 1 hour down. I think it all looks... Yeah, it all looks... very... I mean, look at, them wicks there, obviously. Surge up. Consolidation. Potentially distribution. And slam it down. And you can see on the 4-hour so clearly, can't you? I mean, look at that. All them wicks are waiting to be swept. Literally, for how long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 straight green 4-hour candles here, and not one of them swept the previous one. So all this is just patiently waiting to be all ran. Stops and liquidity galore below there, honestly. It's just a matter of when, not if. I might not even get my entry. Who knows? We've got 6 minutes until US Open. I don't think we have much now, do we? I think we've got some data coming tomorrow. Yeah, core PCE tomorrow, and that's it, I think. Oh, no, we do have this banking thing at night as well. Bank stress test results. Yeah, we do have core PCE tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Look at all these nice calls on the 5-minute here. Oh, Very, very nice. Tell you what, sometimes I sit here and I think, I could just go to sleep now, mate. Sometimes I sit here and I think, I could just go to sleep now. Like, honestly, there was a little part of me then that was just staring at the screen going, just like nearly closing my eyes. Anyone else get like that throughout the day? Is there a period in time throughout the day where you just think, I could just have a nap now? Or like you just find yourself like kind of nearly like dozing off? For me, sometimes it's like after that kind of hour and a half mark on stream, if I'm on my own, sometimes I'm like, I'd love to just go and get in bed now and go to sleep. Yeah, but I'm 66, says Gary. Mate, age is just a number. Age is just a number. To be fair, though, I did get up mega early today. I've been up since like just past 4 o'clock this morning today. So I've been up nearly 12 hours already. I didn't know you were 66, Gary. What a guy. What a guy. The best 66-year-old trader that I know. What a compliment that is. The best 66-year-old trader that I know. Gary O'Toole, there you have it. I think it's about 3 for people sat at a desk. Yeah, maybe. Tell you what, I wonder if anyone's got like an interesting job, or it doesn't even have to be interesting. What do you guys do for jobs? If you want to share anyway, like you don't have to share exactly what it is, but like in maybe what field or your job title, if you want to share, like what is it that you guys do? Nigel, here in Vietnam, nearly everyone has a nap at work after lunch. Oh, sounds perfect. Oh, and then I bet everyone's just so happy and like cheerful and energetic come the nighttime, aren't they? I bet after that it proper refuels everyone, and then come the nighttime, no one's like sluggish or anything. There's like just perfectly capable of just doing whatever at nighttime. Gary says still playing drums, still doing kickboxing. Oh, okay, Gary, didn't know that. Didn't know that. Anyway. There we go. Nap advisor. I work with a company called Stonksy. Don't know if you've heard them. Sounds pretty cool, to be fair. Sounds pretty cool. Open then. Yeah, we are open. Initially, not much movement. Initially. Generally, everyone wakes between 5 and 6 a.m. So after lunch, it's nap time. Oh, sounds amazing. But like, where does everyone nap then? Like, if you're at work, and you have lunch at work, or you go out for some lunch, where do you nap then in Vietnam? Like, does each workplace have like designated beds or like bed space for each person? You're gonna have to give us more info here, Nigel. And does everyone just go to sleep in the work stuff, or does everyone like just take pajamas to work every day? What happens? Because I am fascinated now. Obviously, I think obviously siestas in Spain as well, innit? Thing is, I don't know. Is a siesta's actually like a proper thing, or is it just the fact that it's the word siesta? And then obviously it was on like Benidorm and stuff, weren't it? I'm going for a siesta. Is it actually like a cultural thing in Spain? So actually, I think it is, isn't it? Because they eat really late. So I actually think it is, isn't it, in Spain? Because they eat really late, I think, a lot of the time. So maybe it is. Anyway, whatever it is, I could do with a siesta, nap time, whatever. Monday, I sold 0.5 Bitcoin on the war news. Yesterday, I bought 0.45 back. What a tosser, lol. Oh, mate. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? It's all right. The thing is, why did you sell it, Gary? Why did you sell it? Because has anything actually changed to change your mind? Like, obviously, there's a 10%, there's a 10% discrepancy there, isn't there? But, like, why did you sell it initially? Obviously, war news, yeah. But, like, was you happy with just taking profits or what? Because if it's on that front, nothing really has changed, has it? I don't think. Even, like, everything else. Like, the chart is obviously still yet to break highs. So, don't call yourself a tosser anyway. Everyone has bought and sold, and then maybe thought, I shouldn't have done that. But I think, yeah, not has anything actually really changed? Nigel says, good questions. Depending on the workplace, in offices they probably lie on the floor. Some people will go home for lunch and nap there. Generally, they will nap for between 30 minutes and an hour. That's amazing. Aren't other cultures fascinating? Like, I find it very interesting how, like, in other cultures, like, things like that. Oh, look at Coinbase go. So, is now Circle profits rotating into Coinbase is the thing, innit? Obviously, Circle has had a big, like 35% sell-off, something like that. Now, are we seeing profits rotate into Coinbase and maybe push that towards all-time high or above? Still playing music and other things. Oh, what are the other things, Delta? So we are starting to push back up on Bitcoin. So far, so good. We was right to maybe look for something a bit higher and not enter at market. So far, so good anyway. I'm going to have to run the toilet again. I've drank a lot. To be fair, I've drank like probably coming up to a litre and a half of liquid while I've been on stream so far. So it won't be a minute. Right, I'm back. I'm back. And I'm back with a vengeance. Oh, what has happened there? Hang on a second. There we go. Right. So, don't even know what we're doing here. Oh, BBAI is coming back with a vengeance. Some stocks are coming back with a vengeance, aren't they? Yeah, seems so. Oh, it's a big old sell-off on Apple there. Oh, look at this. Interesting bit of information about Apple there. Yeah, that's a big old look at that. Look at that candle on Apple there. Meanwhile, over in Nvidia land, Microsoft land, Tesla's down a bit today. I mean, look, Meta Planet. Wow. Circle's obviously up a lot. Up 9%, retracing some of its losses from the past few days. Bitcoin is making its way there. Slowly. Very slowly. But, come on. Come on, just a little bit more. I'm going to say a little bit more. Another $270, please. The S&P, I mean, the S&P could march on towards a new all-time high today, couldn't it? It could go to an all-time high. We're getting there. Right, so does the bot only trade Bitcoin? It does, yes, Jason, it does. However, it can actually be applied to other things, can't it, SMFC? It could be applied to ETH, it could be applied to whatever. Obviously, with it being hooked up to BLOFIN, it is obviously capped at what BLOFIN offers, so crypto. So we couldn't have it on gold or anything, unless they introduce gold trading. But yeah, it's only on Bitcoin for both of them. But it could, there is obviously the ability there to trade other things. Boo, look at that. It's a nasty looking 5-minute candle, that, isn't it? Was that it? Maybe we don't get the full sweep of all these. Was that it? The easiest way to bot a basket of assets is to set up the link with the bot and Discord and let people follow along themselves. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. To set up a new asset would need a new bot. Yeah. Well, if you've got any suggestions, Jason, get him into the Discord, mate. If you've got any suggestions or ideas or anything you'd like to see, get them into the Discord. And I don't want 20 different bots and 20 different copy trade accounts. It's not efficient. Yeah, it would. It wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal. Mostly as well for, people following. They would have money just spread so thinly, wouldn't they, across multiple different copy trade accounts. There you go. The legend has spoken, Jason. The legend has spoken. He said, if you want to bot on a different asset or you got any ideas, let me know and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, just get it in the Discord. Free flowing ideas in the Discord, isn't it? Always good to hear from any ideas. Anything happening on the timeline? Judge denies Ripple and SEC's request to end XRP case early. What? I thought this case had ended ages ago. I thought the Ripple XRP case ended ages ago. Have you seen the drop on the DXY now? I mean, look at it. So we're now unwinding, aren't we? All that run up from in 2021 into 2022. But I mean, that is just like down only very, very aggressively, isn't it? And you would think back towards 90-ish when you look at it like that. Where's the demand from 2018? Here's the demand from 2020, 2021. Which is obviously strong, for anyone holding pounds or whatever against, as long as it's not the US dollar, you're obviously up quite considerably, over recent months. Even just since like there in March, the DXY is down 7%, so that's beneficial, obviously, to other currencies. The one thing I did cover on stream is the fact that since, obviously, January, basically Bitcoin has not moved, hasn't it? If you take, obviously, from where it was around there to where it is now. But then the DXY is down, what will it be down now since they put the 11%? So, indirectly, Bitcoin, while it's not moved price-wise as it stands, it's at the same price now. It's at, in conversion, it's actually down 12% because if you sell your Bitcoin into dollars and then convert that into pounds, you've got a worse exchange rate, haven't you, of converting dollars into pounds? How did our guaranteed short pan out 2 days ago? Did my 105x short make loads of money? Bitcoin is... Do you mean the yesterday one? The one from yesterday? Do you mean, James? Or which one? Great to see you though, mate. Great to see you in the chat. Okay, I just set up my first copy trade on the high frequency bot. Hope to have some good future trades. Yeah, I mean, there is a video tutorial in the setup instructions channel on setting up the bot settings. But if you've managed to do it how you want, mate, then yeah, great. I've actually filmed another video as well today on setting up the bots and obviously choosing the settings and stuff. As it stands, Bitcoin's not really doing much. Yeah, I used the video. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, as it stands, Bitcoin's not really doing much. Oh, we are heading down, down, down we go. Looks like maybe we won't get our trigger now. How unfortunate. We probably should have took it when it was up there, shouldn't we? Just means we'll have to do a mega accurate one tomorrow. Yeah, we're tumbling. And this is how things can unwind so quickly, isn't it? When you look at stuff like this. I mean, look at Stonksy there. They're shifting momentum. But, you can see how fast we could unwind here, given the rally. The rally, but also, like, they're just kind of staircasing up. Did the short trick? It didn't. No, it didn't. It got close, but no. Unfortunately not. I know. If only I'd have left that of one open, that would have been a great one from 108. Would have been awesome, wouldn't it? Why did I close it? I closed it because I thought, well, yeah, I obviously shouldn't have, but I closed it because I thought, well, we won't have a trade to open today on stream then. So I should have just left it, yeah. I should have just left it a runner and just said, well, we'll just run with it to the downside. But yeah, there we go. We'll hit a good one, I'm sure. I mean, we should have just smacked it from up here, shouldn't we, when it was up there? But we never know. I'm going to leave this open as well because we never know what can happen this afternoon, do we? I mean, there is undoubtedly, a decent amount of stops built up there for the last couple of hours. So you never know what can happen. I'll leave this open going into tomorrow and we'll see. We'll see what happens. If it ends up triggering, then fantastic. But yeah, do make sure you all sign up to Stonksy if you haven't already. Whether you're watching on YouTube or X, you can obviously find the links. YouTube, it's the second link in the description. Or if you're on X, stonksy.io, or it is in the X bio. And like I mentioned before, if you are watching your first-time user, we are currently offering 20% off your first month. But if you drop me a DM on the Stonksy account, it's Stonksy.io. You can see it there, Stonksy.io. I will give you a increased discount for your first month. So yeah, come and try us. Come and hit me a DM on X if you want that on the Stonksy account. And I'm more than willing to do that for you. If there's anyone watching that wants to come and try it for a month. But I think apart from that, there's not really much else to cover. It's a bit of a quiet day, to be honest. We have obviously got Bitcoin moving a little bit, but not much on stream. We come on stream. Where did we come on stream? There. So we've moved about $500 or so on stream. So not the biggest of volatility, but yeah, we could see a real unwind potentially. Definitely keep an eye on all this build up here. Because yeah, that is all prime for sweeping at some point. But yeah, thank you for joining. Obviously, make sure you like and subscribe if you're not. And I'll be back tomorrow, obviously, Friday stream, big one. Should be great. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're in the Stonksy Discord, get active. And of course, be making them gains like Stonksy's. Great double confirmation. Another example there, everyone. But yeah, ciao for now. Bye-bye.